This is Asus Zenfone 9. It's probably one of the best compact Android phones out there. As for the design, you have 5.9 inches Super AMOLED display up front, very bright 120Hz refresh rate. It has a small punch hole here for the camera. On the back you have this kind of matte plastic design that kind of feels like leather but it's not. A dual camera setup. And on the top you have 3.5mm jack, on the back you have a speaker, and it's a kind of all flat design with the aluminum frame. The display is protected with Gorilla Glass Victus. As for the chipset, the phone is powered with Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 4nm CPU. It has 16GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and 4300 milliamp battery. The battery is actually very great. You can get somewhere north of 6 hours of screen on time on it. So yeah, very great CPU for all purposes and all day battery life, no problem. Software version of this phone is Android 13 with Asus Zen UI over it. So it's really stock looking and stock feeling, but you get some additional features that you can use, and like in system preferences you can kind of use this Asus optimized settings. And here, just a second, in the advanced you have a smart key, so you can program it, mobile manager, game genie, you can use twin apps and stuff like that. Under customizations, just a second, you have option to put dark mode, light mode, to have themed icons, everything that comes with Android 13. And you can also, under display and options, you have always on, just a second, yeah, you can use always on panel, so it has always on display, and you can also customize it with few options here and there. So yeah, stock software version from Android 13 with few add-ons on it, and personally I quite like it. Let's talk cameras. So, dual camera setup. Main camera is 50 megapixel sensor with big sensor 1/1.56 inches, and it has that gimbal OIS I'll show you later. Stabilization. For the ultra wide sensor you have 12 megapixel f2.2. It's actually a big sensor for ultra wide. It's the same size of the sensor that Google used on Pixel phones for its main sensor, so 1/2.55 inches. Google used it for up to until I believe Pixel 4, maybe even Pixel 5. So Pixel 6a actually has the same sensor size. So decent camera shots, decent videos, so of course I'll show you later. As for the video recording, it caps out at 8K 24 frames per second, and the 4K goes up to 120 frames per second. Camera software, it's kinda basic, so you have your lens switcher here, it works really nice, really fast. Portrait mode. In portrait mode, just a second, you can adjust the aperture level, so that's kinda neat. So basic photo mode with few options, video mode with options to change resolution on the left side, time-lapse mode, slow motion, and just a second, of course panorama, but you also have a light trail option with few additional modes like light graffiti, waterfalls, flow of people, star blue. Under more, you get Pro mode, night mode, and Pro video mode. Pro video mode is neat, you can use it on both lenses, and it has a lot of options to control here. Night mode can also be used on both cameras, and you can adjust how long it will be active, and you can also use it on front-facing camera. Pro photo mode has some niceties like bracketing mode for taking HDR photos of multiple exposures, and of course you can adjust everything. Even shutter speed is available to adjust, and it goes up to, let's see, 32 seconds. Okay, let's check few camera samples. I'll start with the portrait mode. Portrait mode is shit. As for the object portrait mode, it's not that bad, but some people don't use it, please. Okay, so ultra wide shot kind of loses in the edges, center is okay. 1x, decent enough. 2x, okay when you're using something like text, but when you're outside you will see it's very bad. This is like 3 or 5x, it doesn't matter, it's still very bad. Normal mode versus night mode. Night mode boosts shot time and it lowers ISO, so you get kind of better details and more exposed photos. So very nice night mode. Okay, ultra wide during the daylight, very nice, crispy and sharp. 1x also, very nice details, very good highlights and shadows. When you start to zoom in, you see that it's very bad. This is as close as the camera can focus, so this is, if you want to take macro shots, this is as close as you can get. In this kind of challenging situations, it does okay, but you can see that lights are kind of weirdly HDR'd, so not very natural. Standard coffee shot, okay. You can see that background is kind of protected, it's not very blown out. Other phones will have this white all spilled all over here, so a very nice HDR. Night shots are amazing. So this is a night shot, this is a night shot with the night mode, and this is 2x night shot. Again, when you zoom in, it goes bad. And here you have a sample of light painting mode. It's really nice, really fun. I shot this out from my hand, so no tripod used, and it's very nice. So normal mode, light painting mode, normal mode, light painting mode. So yeah, you can have your fun with this phone. Definitely it misses out to not having a zoom camera, but if you don't need it, yeah, this is a phone camera for everyday usage, very nice. So, a few more things to say. Does this phone have stereo speakers? Yes, it does. Does this phone has wireless charging? No, it doesn't have wireless charging. Does it have any kind of resistance certificate? Yes, it does. It has IP67 resistance. So yeah, these are some niceties that are included with this phone. And now, would I recommend this phone? Well, I have 3 issues with it. Okay, the first issue is it doesn't have telephoto camera. So for me, that's important. I like photography, and I believe that all the fun that happens in that photography is above that 50mm range, that it's kind of usable on this phone. So 80 is ideal for me. So that's one major flag with it. The second one, when you're recording a video, you cannot switch lenses. So if you're recording with ultra wide lens and you want to zoom in, it will just digitally crop that ultra wide lens. It will not use the main lens. So that's kind of weird for me. The third thing is the price. Okay, so this is an expensive phone. Here in Croatia, you cannot get it under 900 euros anywhere. So that's kind of too much. I mean, it does have great CPU. It does have great design. It does fit nicely in the head. It's very compact for whoever likes compact phones. It has plenty of storage. It has plenty of RAM. It has great battery life. It's only 43 milliamps, about 4300 milliamps, but you will last it during the day, no problem. Okay. It charges at 30 watts, nothing special, but come on, it's good enough for that kind of size of battery. But the thing is, the S23 is out now. It costs a bit more than this one, but you get better camera, you get zoom camera, you get better CPU, you get better display. Everything is better at S23. I need to test the battery on S23, but it seems like it's kind of neat to it, kind of similar, but you also get One UI, and most of people will prefer One UI over the stock Android. So yeah, Asus, if you can get it for like 400 euros, great. If it's anything above that, honestly, I would not recommend it. I think it's not worth the money, that you can go for S23 instead.